Just in general, what makes great fried chicken? What makes great fried chicken? Just in general. So what are some of your criteria? What does chicken have to be great fried chicken? What makes great fried chicken?
There's no magic.
Is that right?
Not if I did it, it's not magic.
Oh my goodness.
So first thing in the morning, we start with an 8-drop with 10 extra wings. The 8-drop is basically 8 pieces of each part of the chicken, 8 legs, 8 thighs, 8 wings.
My chicken probably is a whole lot larger than other people's chicken. We use like a 3-pound bird.
So basically, I'm gonna start with my breasts. Put my 8 breasts up in there first.
There's no eggs at all in it. It is a wet batter, and then it's dredged in flour.
And people love the wings. They love all the chicken, but they really love the wing specials. And by the wing special selling so much, we always got to have extra wings. I gotta make sure the batter get all over the chicken, because if you don't get it on there, it's not gonna fry right. Then the batter has to be cold. If it's not cold, it don't taste the same.
The minute it's battered, we like it straight into the deep fryer because it'll get like a cake batter on it if it doesn't, like it's too wet.
And after I do that, I go to the front.
All right, let me catch up with you.
I like to cook it between 340, 345.
You know, when I get the chicken out the pan, I want to make sure, I don't want to just throw it in the grease, because that causes flour to go in the grease and it'll go down there and it'll burn quicker. What I want to do is, when I get 2 pieces of chicken in each hand, get them tapped together and then slide.
I use the animal vegetable oil.
Animal vegetable oil?
Mm-hmm. It's a blend.
Mm-hmm.
I find instead of using like a peanut oil or something like that, the animal fats give it a better flavor.
Then I want to space the chicken out in the deep fryer. I don't want to put everything on top of each other.
Right.
It out.
About how long does it take?
12, well, total I say about 20 minutes. About 20 minutes. Even though the timer go off within like 12 minutes, you got to let it go extra, just to make sure.
How do you tell when it's done?
Most of the time when the chicken floats to the top, when it floats, when it's at the bottom, it lets you know it's not fully cooked. And once you see it start popping up, floating, it lets you know it's about done.
Whose recipe is this?
This is my recipe. I made it years and years ago.
And what were you going for? What was your thinking?
Not a real spicy chicken, because other restaurants have spicy chicken. I wanted to kind of in between. I didn't want a real mild or a real spicy. I'm in the middle of the road.
Middle of the road on General Meyer.
And right in the middle of the road on General Meyer. That's correct.
Well, I love cooking, so I've been raised up around a lot of people that cook. So, but how I learned how to do this here, just from working here for so many years.
And how long have you been in business?
32 years.
How about that?
Something I've always wanted to own is my own restaurant.
Uh-huh.
And this came up for sale years and years ago, and I jumped in.
So, who is Chubbie?
I am. Well, I gained a lot of weight when I opened the place.
We run it ourselves. We're here all the time.
These tiles.
These tiles, I walk them up and down.
Algiers has been really good to us. Got great customers.
Who's in charge of the fried chicken these days?
Oh, that's Cleo. That's Cleo. She is my niece who came here after college 32 years or more. So
I have been making fried chicken here for the last several years. It's new to me since Katrina. I wasn't the fry cook.
The more you fry, the better it gets. You get accustomed to that frying, and she's good. That's why I wanted to come off the fryer and help me cook back here in this kitchen. But I got to get somebody who can handle that fryer. She can fry.
Everybody seems to like whatever changes I've made, and it seems to be working for us. So I guess we're going to continue.
Be careful what you do well. I think that's
I know.
the more. How do you start? Do you marinate? What do you do?
What I do, I clean it all up. I don't like the fat and all of the gooky stuff on it, so I clean it up, cut all the extra fat off. And then I sprinkle it with our little special seasoning, which is not really special. because all it is salt, black pepper, granulated garlic, and cayenne pepper. And then I put some eggs over it, and I put it in the cooler, and I let it sit there, and all of the flavors soak in. And I guess it's by marinating it, it goes all through it. I knew Mother used to do that when she knew we were having chicken on Sunday. She'd cut it up Friday night, and season it up, and stick it in the fridge, and it stayed there till Sunday morning when it was time to cook. And then there's no secret to this. I use just regular all-purpose flour. And edge it in and it goes. And it's sealed 20 minutes. And I think that might be the key. I kind of cheat a little bit. I don't let it go 20 minutes. Don't tell Miss Chase that though.
So it sounds like the important thing is not to overcook it.
Not to overcook it. I find if I get 15 to 17 minutes, I'm good.
How hot is the oil?
350. Keep them at 350. It works for me. Tried dropping the temperature to prolong the life of the grease. It doesn't work. You get greasy, soggy chicken. The skin is not crisp, so it doesn't work for us.
What kind of oil do you use?
All vegetable. I find that's the best one. I don't do peanut because people will come in and they'll have the nut allergies and stuff, and I don't like the soybean because it doesn't hold real good. So I stay with an all vegetable. And I tell people that all the time. If you pay attention to food in the fryer, you can hear when it's finished frying. For instance, when you're frying oysters, and when you first put them in, it's just a rapid bubble. And then when they're finished frying, they just mellow out and it's nice and cool. So you know that.
That's interesting.
Chicken is the same way. Just about everything that you drop in the fryer, if you pay attention to it, it makes a certain sound when it just goes in and you know it's frying, but then when it quiets down,
It makes perfect sense because I guess it's the moisture coming out.
moisture coming out.
How about that?
All of my customers tell me that breasts are nice and moist and juicy, and the legs are nice and moist, so I guess I'm doing something right.
There's a million places doing fried chicken. People are very passionate about fried chicken, as you see from all the votes that came in. You know, so you want to make sure it's done right. Getting chicken from a reputable supplier, somebody that you feel safe with, that's giving you a great product.
Mr. Ed's famous fried chicken.
Tell you what.
Voted #1. Thanks so much.
We like to think that, you know, we don't skimp out on the cost. If we're going to get the best chicken that's there, we're going to fry it with the best oil, and we're going to use the best seasonings available. Basically, we start off with a marinade with some seasonings he's been doing for 25 years. We've got our flour already seasoned. We've let it marinate overnight to get those flavors really going in the chicken. We're going to go right into our flour. Want to go with the big pieces first. Right. Everything is seasoned from the marinade to the flour to the chicken. And what really makes our chicken is we're going to fry it in peanut oil. And that's something a lot of people don't do, and I really think that's what sets us apart from everybody else. Once the chicken hits it and fire kicks on, you can really smell that peanut oil.
What does peanut oil do that's special?
Well, peanut oil just has a lot of flavor. It's not just covered in fat. You know, it's a deep aromatic flavor that comes out through the chicken. All right, so we got the chicken going. It's going to roughly take between 13 and 15 minutes. We have the fryer on at 350. And I guess we're going to check on it in about 13 minutes, see where we're at. You know, it's very important not to underdo it, but to us it's more important not to overdo it. Nothing worse than dry fried chicken. Well, Mr. Ed has a couple places. We have Mr. Ed's in Bucktown that's on Live Oak, that's been there for 25, going on 30 years. That's really where Mr. Ed started from. A lot of people in Metairie, you know, they associate a lot of good times there, and we recently opened about 5 years ago a Mr. Ed's in Kenner.
How much fried chicken do you go through a week? How much do you make?
Between just in Kenner, I would imagine we go through between 400 and 600 pounds of chicken.
Is that right? Wow.
It's a lot. See that nice golden color. The chicken's, the real good way to tell that the chicken is fully cooked is that it's floating. It's fully cooked, it's ready to go. And your chicken's sinking a little bit. It's not quite ready yet, but when it's at a full float like that, we know. And there you go, Mr. Ed's famous fried chicken.
Well, that is something.
Yeah, so much for my diet.
Yeah.
in New Orleans, it's a culture. Popeyes is a culture in New Orleans. From football with the Saints to LSU to Mardi Gras. Mardi Gras is one of our biggest times of the year. It's so popular we have to open up early. We open up at 5 o'clock in the morning.
Is that right?
On Mardi Gras Day.
How about that?
Just to get ready for the parades and the people going out for the parades and the people that's going to ride on the floats.
I got you. What would be the distinction of the Popeyes fried chicken?
Well, I've been doing this for over 30 years. So if I can look at Popeyes and I can see the crust and I can see the kernels popping off the chicken, and then when you bite into it, it's that flavor because it hits you all at once. It's an undeniable, it's a very distinctive flavor that Popeyes have. Diversified foods, that's where we get our spicy seasons from. It's so secretive that you have 2 buildings with a group of people mixing seasoning. One group, they never have lunch with the other group. Never. And they'll do their part and they'll slide their ingredients, what they completed, over to the next group and then they finish it. So it's a big secret. So you cannot duplicate Popeyes. It's not just cooking chicken and shortening. It's a science behind it. It's something we call the thermal barrier. That's from the temperature of the shortening, and once you put that chicken in the shortening, the temperature goes down, but they have a curve, a cooking curve, and that's what makes the chicken crispy. And all fried chicken don't have that.
How hot is the oil?
340 degrees in a gas fryer.
Interesting. And how long does Popeye's chicken cook?
Chicken cooks for 12 minutes.
So it looks like mild and spicy, each has its own oil.
Yes, these two are the spicy fries, them two are the mild fries.
And I guess, why do you have different oil for each kind?
Because of the seasoning, the Louisiana season that's marinated in the spicy season causes the grease to turn darker. So that's why your mild grease is more lighter than your spicy grease.
I see. How much chicken do you go through?
Ooh, in cases, we probably go through 100 cases of chicken a week at this location.
I don't know what a case of chicken is.
It's a lot of chicken.
It's a lot of chicken.
A lot of our employees, they start out as hourly employees, and they move up into management. It's like myself, I moved up to the vice president of operations. Yes, and I started out at the Popeyes on Reed Boulevard.
On where?
On Reed Boulevard.
You did, really? How about that?
August of '84. So about 30 years to this month. First job out of high school.
Is that right?
Yeah, first job. Everybody in New Orleans have their favorite Popeyes, and it's all about your Popeyes.
And are they different?
They're the same, but I think it's the atmosphere and the people you connect with.
All right. Who's in charge of the biscuits?
Me.
What makes great fried chicken? What does it have to be great fried chicken?
Well, it's got to be seasoned well, of course, because I mean, chicken itself doesn't have the taste to it. You know, if you don't put nothing on it, it will be real bland.
Without revealing the recipe, what are some of the seasoning things you go by?
I mean, it's just as simple as cayenne pepper. It's not mostly how much stuff you put in it, but it's the right amounts of it that you put in. So, I mean, without telling you everything, cayenne pepper, it brings the world of taste to a piece of chicken. You know?
We have a wet batter. I mean, that's what makes our chicken is.
Isn't that what makes y'all different?
Right, it's a wet batter.
And we look for a certain color. And the color we're looking for is the color that we want the chicken to come out. If it's the batter is too dark, it's going to come out dark after it's fried up. So if it comes out light enough in a perfect color, and it comes out that perfect golden brown that everybody's used to looking at. All right, let's drop it.
Yeah, all right, man.
Okay. Now we fried it at 350 degrees.
We put it in the wet batter, and when we drop it in the deep fryer, you got to drop it in the motion so it won't fall off. So I mean, it's just a science to when you get to do it a couple of times, then you're doing it like it's nothing, But first you wouldn't know it. You don't want all the batter to fall off. Right. It's batter. That's what makes the chicken.
We've all been burnt hundreds of times.
Is that right?
Yeah.
And then you cook it at the right temperature so that it comes out not dry, but just as juicy enough so you can taste the full flavor of chicken. To me, on a normal day, we never really fry to order because we were getting a lot of consistent orders in. So we drop a certain amount at a time. Because you know, who wants to sit around waiting 15 minutes on chicken every time they order? Ready the wings are the first thing, they're the smallest pieces, so they're already cooked. Well, I think, to me, the crust is the most important part. I mean, because without the crust, it wouldn't be fried chicken. You know, the crust, it has the flavor from the taste that you put all the seasons on it. It holds the flavor, and the meat just, you know, complements the flavor of the crust. I don't like breasts and big pieces of chicken. You have more flavor in the crust and just the right amount of chicken. So it's not a one overwhelming the other. You know, when you get a breast, you might have a little piece of crust, but it's more, you know, of the meat instead of the crust itself. It takes love. I mean, it's not the normal chicken. It's not your average everyday your fast food chicken. It's your great grandmother's chicken.
Yeah.
So that's what it is. Love.
So it's a true family recipe.
Right. True family recipe.